Welcome back to K-Ratio's Week in Preview. I'm Kyle Littner and I'm here today to provide actionable insight for the future, not recap the past. In this week's episode, volumes are on the move higher again, which could mean we're finally in the mythical peak holiday season. We'll break down what that means for you this week, but first let's take a look at where the freight market currently stands. The National Outbound Tender Volume Index jumped 2.2% from last week to reach 15,497, the highest reading since October 1st, while keeping the non-holiday streak above 15,000 since August 18th alive and well. Tenders just keep on coming, and when we have national rejections still above 20%, as has been the case every day since August 1st, we have a lot of loads running through the national supply chain. Now back above 25% for the first time since September 23rd, the National Outbound Tender Reject Index is now 13% higher than this time in 2018 in green, a troubling fact given that we're nearly into November. Almost as shocking, using the two metrics to create an accepted tender index gives us a volume number that's 15% higher year over year. That is a huge increase in volume, and that is primarily why we find ourselves with national spot rates as reported by Truckstop, still only 9 cents off the highs of the year and $1.30 off the lows. There are still more loads than current capacity levels can handle, and it seems that the volume increases are coming from all sides. Fans of the Week in Preview frequently hear us highlight LA and the volumes coming into port and heading out via rail and road. As the nation's largest market by volume and the preferred destination for Asian cargo vessels, this is bound to happen often. Of late, however, we've talked about surging volumes in other ports and other markets, notably Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and that region will get a little more airtime today. Last month we highlighted the tremendous volume and subsequent elevated rates in Harrisburg, and now we get to see exactly why. The Port of New York, New Jersey saw its highest ever month for imports in August, a 7.1% increase year over year, and Harrisburg is the favorite drayage market for this port, similar to how Ontario, California is for LA. All of that cargo had to go somewhere, and Harrisburg sucked up capacity along the eastern seaboard, similar to how LA did and continues to do on the west coast. Also in the news last week was the record volume for the Port of Oakland this past September, a 10.6% year-over-year increase. There are two key takeaways from this. First, the onslaught of imported goods is not localized to LA, and this presents a problem for a marketplace already stretched thin on capacity. The second is that one of these markets seems to have moved first and now corrected, which presents a new set of problems and a whole host of others for further on down the road. A quick peek at a map layout of weekly inbound tender rejection changes shows us an interesting dynamic currently underway around Harrisburg and its surrounding markets. When a market is short on capacity, rates spike and trucks that are nearby or sometimes even far away make their way to capitalize on those high rates. Subsequently, the next microcycle for those markets consists of an oversaturation of capacity and/or a volume drop, both of which will cause loads destined for that market to get rejected as carriers avoid the area. Here, neutral readings are presented in white, decreases in shades of red, and the increases in a darkening blue scale. With August's cargo volume jump come and gone, we can see Harrisburg, Elizabeth, and Allentown with inbound rejections all between 4 to 10% higher than last week. What does this mean for freight this week? Carriers avoid that Harrisburg region as capacity in general is well supplied and rates will act as such. However, if we take a look at that map one more time, we see the entire West Coast has yet to reconcile its capacity issue. So if you can get your trucks there in time for one last holiday push, now is the time to do so. Brokers, these are the opportunities you should crave. Outbound tender rejections in Harrisburg are high at 27%, so there's plenty of spot business. And if there's already too many trucks in market, you should be able to cover these loads fairly easily. Shippers, you should be aware of these situations as well. Remember, your providers do not share the same goals as you, and you rely on the marketplace to keep their bids in line and competitive. But if you're restricting access to your RFPs or your spot boards, you're not getting the full open market, you're only getting a slice of it, which means you need to onboard more customers, and that means brokerages with no assets. Remember, 91% of all truck companies have 6 trucks or less, and those brokerages represent all of those companies. Why would you prohibit so many companies from competing for your business? To stay current with everything freight, follow us on LinkedIn. Or for more information on all of our products, including our award-winning Freight Intelligence platform, Check us out at k-ratio.com. Please stay safe, and thank you all for watching.